Alright, yeah, g'day, hi and welcome. Oh, look at the top of the mountain over there. It's nice and nice and frosty looking. Alright, so I got my Excalibur crossbow here and I'm about to cock it. Now, as you can see, you got to make sure that the deck, everything is very flush with the deck so you don't offset the cocking, because that's very hard on your bow. Got this on the fire, put my foot in the stirrup, grab both handles. And just go like that, put it on safe, go like that. Keep your finger off the trigger, never trust the safety. And never dry fire a crossbow. Or, I know there's always the idiot out there that gets away with it. Look, I did it like 10 times. And then on the 11th time when he's showing you how he got away with it, boom, it blows up in his face. I'm just going to put this down. Never put your fingers in front of the string. That string will take your finger off, I can guarantee you. So, crossbows. Why am I bringing this beast out today? I mean, going into that abyss of bush in there. Well, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll see a wolf or a coyote. Let's see, green or brown? We'll go green. Green side down. And then we load this in a safe manner. There we go. Make sure your bolt is all the way to the back. I'm going to leave the scope caps on it. There we go. Keep it away from your face. Don't trip and fall, especially when it's this slippy out. So, here's why. Okay, just so you know, my other rifle weighs approximately oh, thing of garbage there. Don't want to look at that. Hopefully that gets moved. I didn't put it there, but the thing of approximately 12 pounds or so on my rifle. I'm just gonna scope the field. Not that I could shoot that far, but oh, I know why it's blurry. My scope caps are on. I am a huge fan of see-through scope caps. Why get all the dirt and stuff on there if you don't need to? I know it's bright like this. Okay, it's a little bit smudgy looking, but it's not so bad. But anyway, this weighs 6.5 pounds. Here's what I'm talking about. Here's my handgun. Let's see, I'll pick okay, there's some leaves back there. I have to be very careful. Don't want to be too much of a fool with this thing. But I could basically, okay, there's the leaves. There, I could can't hold it too long, but I could hold this up forever and a day with one finger. And if I do a tripod, perfect eye alignment on the scope. I could hold this. There's some leaves there that I'm just scoping out. At a 40 yard is the furthest I would hunt with this. Excalibur recommends not hunting over 40. They say you could take game at 50, but they don't recommend. But every time I've ever done videos with the this crossbow, they've always been demonetized and uncensored if I put Excalibur in the name. So I guess I got quite a copyright thing in there. Oh, looks like we got another little fox track. Very small coyote. It looks more rounded like a fox track. He's back here. I can't shoot him if I see him. I wonder how this thing would shoot a flu. Yeah, see, that's light. That's from this morning. So I got at least 2 foxes back here anyway. I've seen 2 different size tracks. But let me tell you something. Whoa, ice with fresh powder on it. Walking with a loaded crossbow. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? But I mean, I won't see a wolf or a coyote making this much noise, but you know, it's just about 11:30 in the morning. It's nice, and it was cold last night. It must have been in the -20s last night. We're almost into December, so it's starting to get you know, pretty cold. That last pelt I got, that otter I got, was pretty much prime. Okay, so I want to talk about balance, weight and balance. This thing, I don't know why the Americans do this, but most of their, well, I guess their philosophy is a little different, but on average, if you grab an American hunting rifle, it's going to be barrel heavy almost every time. The good news is you have a great barrel on there, and the heavy barrel kind of keeps muzzle rise down. But the drawback is quite simple. is it affects your shouldering. And let's say that birch over there, if I have to, see, I can hold on that birch, like I say, one hand, I can hold on that birch, my fingers off the trigger and well out of the trigger guard, so I don't have to worry about that. But I can hold that on them. I'm not a, and there's a knot on the birch. That's 30 yards. Yeah, I'm a little shaky because I'm panting a bit, but I could hit it like about a 2-inch knot from here with this thing on that. Because of the balance, even though the balance on this is slightly forward, it's light enough at 6.5 pounds. Well, maybe 6 3/4 pounds, maybe with the scope on it. You know what I mean? You can hold it up forever today, and plus with the pistol grip and all that, and the thumb hole. Like, I mean, this is like, with the perfect eye alignment and cheek weld on this, this is like a hunting beast. And the British rifles always seem to be butt end heavy and barrel light. So what you normally hear is that, oh, the American rifles, I like them because they suck up the recoil really well with their heavy barrels, and you know, the muzzle rise isn't as bad. And I mean, I'm generalizing. I know it's not true across the board. And the British rifles was like, yeah, but when your animal's there, it's like, bang, I got him. You know, you're right on point. So what is the magic number for a rifle that is light enough and quick enough to shoulder and take up the least amount of recoil, and but yet heavy enough to you know, not kick the crap out of you with recoil? I think 8 pounds is that sweet spot for most of the, like, say 30-06 and down. 8 pounds. If you can hold up an 8-pound rifle, you're good. If you are, especially like, say, like I'm panting a little bit right there, that stump, let's say that stump's my target. I mean, I can get on target really fast with this thing. I can get on target faster with this than I can with my 12-pound Savage, which I like, don't get me wrong, because it's a rifle. And in here, it's ideal if I'm hunting off the road like this, if I got a clear shot, it's ideal. So there's some cool stuff there, isn't there? You know, to consider. What makes a good hunting vehicle, hunting weapon versus what doesn't? Yeah, remember the Matador. I should call this thing, yeah, the bull. The bull. But so what sold me on this crossbow? I know there's crossbows now approaching the 500 feet per second range. Like, that would even scare me to pull that trigger. First time I pulled the trigger on this, I got to be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous. I mean, there's that kind of, like with a flintlock rifle, for example, when it goes off, okay, there's an explosion in front of your face and you're wondering if you're going to get blinded. But with this thing, you just wonder if when you pull the trigger, if there's going to be complete limb catastrophic failure and everything coming back in your face and killing you. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, these things are intimidating. They did studies on it, what people were more afraid of: knives, crossbows, being shot with a rifle or a handgun. And what it came down to is, in the #1 spot was being stabbed to death by a knife, right? Considering what happened over there in the Netherlands or whatever last night, and in London, you know, but we won't get into that from making this video anyway. And watch, it's kind of slippy around here. And the #2 was being shot with a crossbow. That, like, being shot with a bow was less scarier than a crossbow. So it's like the intimidation factor is there, right? I like how the ice is on the trees. Isn't that nice? So what's cool is that when you're getting these things, they're not that efficient because they're slow to load. They're really a one-shot wonder. But there's a charm in that one-shot wonder, whether it's black powder, a single-shot rifle, a single-shot shotgun, or a bow, or a crossbow. I'm more of an archery guy, leaning towards. Just want to take a look up there. I don't see anything, but yeah, I want to see. I'm going to take my scope caps off. Who hunts with scope caps on? Who cares? There's a little bit of dirt in the lens, right? You know, I just said the contrary. Oh, that's so nice. This scope is really nice. It's an Excalibur scope too. Magnification. I don't remember what it is. Is it a fixed 3 or 4? I don't know, these fixed power scopes, whether it's a fixed 3.5, fixed 4, fixed 6. It doesn't say, I don't know what it is. Nice caliber. I don't remember the magnification. It doesn't really matter, but this scope is really, really sweet. Yeah, I bought it, I put it on, I dialed it in, and I've been looking like a badass ever since. It's nice and clear anyway. I should keep the scope caps on it, or else it'll get all blurry on me. I mean, who takes their freaking scope caps off until they're ready to shoot, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of guy does that? Contrarian. But anyway, yeah, so like this thing, when you're carrying it, okay, what you find is you're always conscious of it because it's always in your field of view. Okay, I'm looking over here and I can still see the limb. I mean, so it's this big thing apparatus and medieval apparatus in front of your face. Would I get him? Oh yeah, he'd be done. Now, I can't remember, am I dialed in for 15 yards or 20? I think 20. Because I think I got this thing set out too about 40. There's a couple of, it's not really a mill dot, but it's like it got triangles on it. I'll have to let you look through this. Oh, look at that beautiful kind of thing. Ain't that nice? You know, being a trapper,